Never X. No. You're gonna be Gillette System. Stone West Side Lega. Me a day. Me a day.
So within like the next minute or so, we're just gonna connect Dr. Kwesi Nduom and get him right here on the radio station and have a quick conversation with him about how he's doing, how life is taking him. Big shout out to man like Dave in the building. Okay, so we're trying to connect Dr. Kwesi Nduom right now. I believe we've connected Dr. Kwesi Nduom. This is GN Radio here. Hello, Doctor. Hello. Hello, Doctor. Okay. Okay, so guys, we're counting down 1 minute and we're all good to go. With the visuals are looking good on our screen. You can see Doctor. We're patching the sounds in. Don't forget we're live right here on YouTube, GN Radio UK. Tune in GN Radio UK. For those who would like the different type of conversation, you want to read on Twitter, that's at GN Radio UK. And of course our Facebook, GN Radio UK. Okay, so guys, don't forget, like I said to you, Dr. Kwesi Nduom is here, but don't forget after that we'll talk about how you can get in touch with us for your sales and businesses. Dr. Hello, Doctor.
Yes, hello.
Hi, welcome to GN Radio UK.
Thank you.
You're looking amazing. Doctor, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Fantastic. I said you're looking amazing.
Well, that's by the grace of God.
Fantastic. Thank you for granting us a short time to have a quick conversation with you. Just a quick question. What's the time where you are at?
Well, where I am presently, I'm 5 hours behind you.
Okay.
And so it's something around 7:37 in the morning.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so that takes me to believe that you're not in Ghana.
No, I'm in Washington, D.C.
Okay. Oh, interesting. You've been out of Ghana for a while, haven't you?
Well, absolutely. You know, many people don't quite understand that I have been in the U.S. for a very long time. The first time I came to the U.S. was 50 years ago in 1970.
Wow.
Because I finished high school in the U.S. I went to college. I went to university in the U.S. I started work in the U.S. I didn't do any work in Ghana until maybe 1989 or so, when I got the opportunity to do some consultancy assignments for the then Ashanti Goldfields Company Limited. So I've lived here in the U.S., and particularly in the Washington area, where I moved to in the mid-1980s for a very long time, and I've kept residence here. So from time to time, I've come here. I've also started businesses in the U.S. Well, many people know that I started my employment career, if you will, in the U.S. My first job was in 1975, December, and then have worked up to becoming a partner with Deloitte in the U.S. First in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, moving to Washington D.C., and so on and so forth, and then starting my own businesses. So I have owned businesses in the U.S. All of this time. So when I go to Ghana and do some work, I also come here to do some work. And it is doing some work here in the U.S. that the COVID-19 situation cropped up. And so really since January or so this year, I've been here. And I haven't traveled to go anywhere since March of this year. So I'm in place, holding in place, doing what I can here in America.
Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And it's interesting for you to touch on the COVID-19 because COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever names people like to call it, one of the places on earth that have had a very, very huge, or has been impacted a lot is the US. How is that for you as a business person, and also how does that fit in with the global economy?
Well, first and foremost, COVID-19 it's a disaster for human beings, not just for business. It's the reason why I'm sitting here, not going anywhere. And if you might even say that, yes, I am afraid of COVID-19. I'm 67 years old. I'm part of what is called the vulnerable class of people. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to be infected in any way. Yes, you get the COVID-19, you can recover, but then it does bad things to your system. So I'm practicing what we're supposed to do,
social
keeping distance away from people, being safe, washing hands, wearing my mask anytime I go anywhere. But then I'm also not going much of anywhere. I go to the office from time to time, then I hold office in my home as well. And we do a lot of video conferences and so on and so forth. And here in America, the devastation is horrible with human beings, particularly African Americans or Black Americans, as some people might say it. And so as we speak, the number is crossing 130,000 people dead. If you listen to other predictions, the number will cross 200,000 people dead in a couple of months. Really, really unprecedented, even in times of war for Americans. So it is a bad disease, but for business, it is devastating. Because you can't go out other than essential businesses like grocery stores, food businesses, those who are able to rely on internet and digital means of doing business, they may be okay. But even if you're in a bank, the bank cannot open its doors to many people. Many people are not paying their loans and facilities granted to them. The loss in the U.S. in terms of jobs, there are more people in America that have lost their jobs than people in Ghana, for example, the entire population of Ghana. And so the economy is not doing well. I know that in the UK is also facing big challenges, and you can then imagine in Ghana what those challenges might be. So for some of us who have invested, for example, in the hospitality industry, we have hotels and nobody is traveling, nobody is staying, and so hotels are down, and so employees are at home, and their bills left unpaid, and we don't know when this might be resolved. And if you're in the hotel industry in Africa, it's almost like Ebola all over again. Because of Ebola, many hotels went down. Many hotels couldn't survive. Now this has come, but this is even worse than Ebola in terms of human suffering, but also in terms of people deciding not to travel. So for business standpoint, it is tough. It is tough. But I tell people that we must take care of the human beings. We must protect each other. We must wear the masks. The social distances, the distancing that has been advised, we must keep to it. And we must understand that you wear a mask, you're not just protecting yourself, you protect other people.
That's correct.
And this is an important thing. It has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with religion or anything. It's a matter of human survival and health, because you may survive, but you may be in poor health. So that is what I hope is being done in the UK, so that some of us can be able to visit again. That is what I definitely hope will happen in Ghana. So that I know there are people who are concerned, interested about elections that's supposed to be held in Ghana in December. But an election is something that we can, if even necessary, we can do without. But we cannot do without the human beings in Ghana. So what would profit anybody to win an election, do well in an election, and then find that the people are all sick, or the people are not doing well, and the businesses are collapsing, and so on and so forth. So we must first take care of the health of the people, protect the people, be safe. And then if we're doing all these other things, then we will all be okay.
Okay, so speaking about hoping that the UK opens and people can visit again, ironically today they've opened up a little bit, and they're saying that people can come visit the country. Hotels are open, pubs are open. Football league, interestingly, it has been going on here, I believe, from 2 weeks now. And but in Ghana, our football leagues are cancelled, and you've got a football interest in football in Ghana, haven't you? Yes,
absolutely. We have what I call the fearsome Elmina Sharks. This is the second time it's happening to us. The previous season, because of the problems that were associated with the Ghana Football Association president, the former president, Mr. Nyantechi, the football season was cut short. Our team was lying fourth on the league table, and we were hoping to do well, better than that. But the league was canceled. Then we come to this year, and because of COVID-19 and other matters, we're also incidentally lying fourth, in the league table, and then the league is canceled. Now, the important point I want to make is this: who is it that is canceling this league? And who is this that is considering the financial and definitely the health impact of all of this? I can tell you who isn't making the decision. It is not the club owners. And strangely enough, in Ghana, it is not the club owners who are calling the shots.
I would imagine you guys would have been consulted or something, no?
Nobody called me as a club owner to ask me what my opinion is, what is it that I want to be done. We have people they are calling football administrators. A football administrator doesn't have a penny or a peswa in the game. Okay, somebody who is elected by football people we have employed to work for us cannot, tell me, and shouldn't be put in the position to tell me what is it that I should or should not do. And then definitely it should not be up to government to tell a private enterprise what to do, except what government is telling everybody else to do. Okay, now government hasn't come to say I'm lifting or I'm not lifting certain restrictions. we were actually waiting for government to say some restrictions have been lifted, just as school children are going back to school, such as universities are opening, and such as some churches are opening in Ghana. We were hoping that at some point the league would also be opened again. But besides that's all, even besides the point, what the important point I want to make, given the circumstance, is that it is about time that the people who have invested in football as private enterprises, that we should be the ones calling the shots for football in Ghana, and that a league should be there that is owned, managed, and controlled by those who have invested in football in Ghana. This is what happens in the UK. In the UK, it is not government.
No,
in the UK,
Premier League
it is not some association that is controlled by managers or administrators. Those administrators, they are hired by the owners. They come and go. But it's the owners who make the decision for Arsenal or Manchester United or Liverpool or whatever. If you come to the United States, the Football Association here, whether it's American football or hockey or basketball or baseball or soccer as it is known here, it is the owners who make those decisions. They get together. They have strong affiliations. They help each other to get commercial sponsors and so on and so forth. We need to make business come into the soccer or the football matter in Ghana and be seen as an important enterprise, football, which is what it is elsewhere in the world. So we should get away from this thing about, it's a general national thing, it's a state thing, it's some administrator's thing. No. Until we get away from that, if you will, I don't mean it in a bad way, but I mean if we don't move away from considering football as a social enterprise, as a state-controlled enterprise, it is not going to progress. And our players are going to get these small, meager salaries. The clubs will continue to struggle, and people will leave Ghana football and go and watch Spanish soccer, Italian soccer, British soccer, German soccer, and leave our own.
At the moment, we are playing football here in England behind closed doors. What stops Ghana from doing that?
Well, that's the question. As I said, there's nothing that stops Ghana from doing that. There are financial considerations, but those financial considerations, it is the owners who should have sat down to decide, can we handle it this way or not? Okay, but nobody had talked to us. I hear that there was a call amongst the managers of the teams, but the manager that I have recruited, who I pay, cannot go and make decisions for me. And even when the managers met and they came back to report to me as an owner, I was told that the league might start up again in July this month, but without spectators. That's my understanding. And then all of a sudden I hear that there was another meeting that went into the night, and the decision was, don't do it. Well, I don't know who is making that decision, but eventually we will have to get back the owners of the teams, the control over football in Ghana.
So over here, we had in the beginning of the pandemic, there were conversations about some football teams going as far as getting some financial aid from the government, because the government were saying, look, you can furlough some of your staff in England, depending on your capacity in terms of how big you are. Do we have anything close to that in Ghana? Has there such been conversations about compensations and how people have been impacted and how that they can be supported to move forward? Or maybe tax breaks or whatever, anything?
Again, I'm talking to you as an owner of a team that was lying fourth in the league. I have not, as a person, had any conversation with any government official, and not even with the Ghana Football Association. Again, it's part of what we need to change in the Ghanaian society. If even the Football Association appoints somebody as president, we don't give that person all the powers in the world to go and sit somewhere and make deals or make decisions that control our destiny. They must consult. They must consult the owners. The owners have phone numbers. The owners have email addresses. The owners, if these days that we're not all physically talking in one place or meeting in one place, they know how to get in touch with people. But those conversations, as I've said earlier, have not happened. We should learn from these situations. Otherwise, the Football League in Ghana, anytime any issue comes up, big challenge comes up, is going to be disrupted again. And then who would want to invest in building a team, building a facility for them to play in, taking care of the players? The players, many people think that, the players, somehow they get paid. They don't just get paid somehow. If we don't play, if there are the sponsors will not be interested in paying any fees to sponsor a team. If that doesn't happen, look, the players, we house them. That is, give them a place to sleep. We give them meals. We pay for their Social Security. We pay insurance. We pay salaries. We pay when they are not healthy, they have to go to the hospital or whatever. We take care of all of those kinds of things. So it is not a small investment. And people think that, you gather some players and that's it. They go and play and they're entertained. It's a business. It's a business. So it needs to be treated properly in Ghana.
Speaking about businesses, so, we spoke about the impact that Corona has had on businesses abroad, in America where you are. We've spoken about what the impact has had on football. But prior to Corona coming to the fore, and to our listeners, this is a live case that's going on, so we have to make sure there's due process and make sure that the conversation is held in a neutral space. In regards to your court case, are you in a position to say anything on that?
Well, as many people know, I, in addition to a couple of others, took the Bank of Ghana, the Attorney General, the receiver, which is PwC, and then initially it included the Minister of Finance as well, and he had been dropped upon the advice of the judge in the case as a defendant or as a respondent. So we took the people to court in August of last year, August 2019. I just want to simply explain, because I can't get into the details of the matter, but I just want to explain, why did we go to court? We went to court after consulting many different people in Ghana, including the presidency. I personally wrote a petition to the president of the Republic of Ghana that I have been wronged, that my company had been wronged. Their response, written response, which I have, is that if you feel that you've been wronged and you need redress, that their advice was that the Bank of Ghana was an independent entity, even though it's part of overall government. So if I feel that I've been wronged, then if I want to, I can take legal action to correct that wrong. So we took that advice. I just want people to understand that we don't just get up because we wanted to negotiate our way and dialogue our way to resolve the matter because we thought that a mistake had been made. And a mistake had been made because that our companies, direct and related, GOCO's fund management, GOCO's advisors, GN Bank, then now GN Savings, and so on and so forth, that were owed a significant amount of money that at the time we filed the suit with an audit that had been done by an independent company, was valued at about 2.2 billion Ghana cedis, 2.2 billion Ghana cedis. And today, with interest continuing, that amount will be getting close to 3 billion Ghana cedis. This is in addition to what was owed to our companies by private sector companies. So we said, look, let us account for all of this. And if a government entity owes me, it's as good as cash. Let's take our time. Let's go through it. In the meantime, let us continue to work, and you provide us with the liquidity we need so we can move on. Now, that understanding didn't come. So we said, now let's go to court, and let's get the court to decide on this matter and decide who is right, who is wrong, and provide for the solutions that need to be there. And the solutions that we're seeking for is quite simply reverse the revocation of the license of GN Savings. And number two, let government sit down and determine properly what is owed to our companies. Because if what is owed to our companies were to be paid today, anybody who claims to be owed or their money is with any of our companies, whether it's GOCO's fund management or GN Savings, would be paid by us. And so that's all that we're seeking. And I believe that our lawyer, Justice Sremsai, has made a good case for us. He's laid out our case. It has been up to the Bank of Ghana to respond. We have seen their responses. What my lawyer is saying is that the responses that the Bank of Ghana has put on the table, they are responses that deal with GN Bank and not GN Savings, and that they have not been able to defend themselves adequately. So I just want to leave it there. The point that I want to make to people is that before anybody judges what has happened and what has been done, they should listen, read, and understand what is going on in court. That since August 2019, we have suffered one adjournment after another, an adjournment after another, and it continues. And the adjournments haven't come at our instance. Okay. It has come because the lawyers for the Bank of Ghana have sought not to have this case be heard by the High Court. And so even though the High Court has ruled against them in a number of instances, they have continued to try to prevent the High Court from sitting on this case and dealing with the matter. And even this past week, it happened again on Thursday that the lawyer for the Bank of Ghana said he had another case. So the case had been adjourned to July 9th. And still they are going on to appeals court and other places to try to prevent the judge from hearing the case. How long must we wait for justice to be rendered? As for the substantive matter, I will stay away from it. But my concern, and I want people to know, my concern is not Papa Kwesi Nduom. My concern is that we have customers of our bank, customers of GN Savings, customers of GOCO's fund management, whose monies are sitting somewhere not with them, and have suffered throughout this whole process with us. That's one concern, that we want this matter settled so that those people can be taken care of properly. Number two, we also have companies and individuals related to us and to me, whose monies have also been locked up because we made our companies to save and do business with GN Bank, GN Savings, and with Gold Coast Fund Management. So their monies also, then they are suffering liquidity challenges. And then we have thousands of employees. Our overall companies used to have over 7,000 people employed. Now it's less than 1,000. So all of those many people are sitting somewhere suffering. Okay, those are my concerns. It's not Papa Kwesi Nduom. If you leave me alone, I can go and sit somewhere, find something else to do, and be okay. But it is those people who have been negatively affected by a decision, perhaps with unintended consequences. And those unintended consequences, they affect people's lives, people's health, people's businesses, people's enterprise, people's jobs. That's all. And that's the only thing that I can say at this stage.
Okay, Dr. Papa Kwesi Nduom, thank you very much for coming here and having a conversation with us about some of the things that maybe some people may not know or who do know, but at least people have heard something from you. They can take some solace in the fact that you are available for conversations and you're available to speak to people when they want to speak to you. What I would like to say is that hopefully we get a resolution to what's going on in court and we can have you back on here again to maybe go through the substantive stuff again. Is that okay with you?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Fantastic. Okay, look after yourself and our regards to your family.
Thank you, and stay safe.
We'll do that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's Dr. Papa Kwesi Nduom who graced us today on the show. And like I said, it's a GN Radio. Usually every Saturday, we don't speak for the first hour. We speak on the second hour, but we've spoken for the first hour. I'll catch you guys on the outside after this.